As the world falls away, and I can't find a reason. As the world turns to gray, it's killing me unwillingly, and I am just the same as you.
I know I talked about this topic in my Equestria Girls review and maybe in some of my rants, but at the same time, for 5 years since the first Equestria Girls movie, the Flash Sentry hate is still going on, even though that he's not a love interest anymore and completely more of a bland background character like everyone else. Even though that he is bland, it's still unacceptable and I just can't stand the hate anymore. Now, I'm just going to get this out of the way that I don't ship Flash Sentry and Princess Twilight. Again, I said Princess Twilight, not Sky Twilight, Princess Twilight. But anyways, ever since Equestria Girls came, which was in 2013, Hasbro introduced two new characters, Sunset Shimmer and of course, the Waffle Steel Flash Sentry. By the way, the waffle thing is just getting old and done to death. I don't care if people are still doing it as a joke. It needs to die. But I'll get to that later. And he did some major things by helping Twilight, proving her innocence that she wasn't the one who destroyed the party. And she also danced with her and also talked to her before she got to the dance. Sadly, the Equestria Girls movie was the only thing where we get to see bits and pieces of Flash Sentry because, well, in Rainbow Rocks, well, he did have some moments, but at the same time, it was either in the counterspell of the sirens, and then towards the end, he just hugs Twilight because she was great at she was great with her band in the Rain Booms. But then again, Twilight Sparkle understand that she was in a counterspell and she didn't know what to do because of so many bad things happening. But at the end of the day, she still saved the world. Now in friendship games, oh my god. I really wish I didn't want to talk about this topic again, but I have to. Ever since that Princess Twilight has been gone for so long, Flash Sentry is starting to get less and less development and screen time. Especially in friendship games where all he ever did was just talk to Sky Twi about getting to know her and getting to know her more. But at the same time, Sky Twi isn't interested because of course that isn't the real Princess Twilight. And then in Legend of Everfree, oh my god, even after 2 years this still bothers me. Oh my god. Tough love. All I can say is just tough love, but done really, really badly, in my opinion. Let me just get this out of the way. I think the Flash Sentry hate, well, I can understand that people really despise him. He's like Anakin from the Star Wars prequels. Well, he's just getting into it in love at first sight kind of thing. Now, to be honest, the love at first sight thing is kind of done to death, but the thing is, even though that has been done for so many times in Nick and Disney sitcoms, I still don't consider that an issue, because for me, it's not really offensive or completely bad. I mean, sure, it's cliched in the quotes that these two characters do, like, I guess, and we gotta stop bumping into each other and stuff. I can admit that it's kind of annoying, but at the same time, it's really not that bad. To me, the love at first sight thing is just cute, but not in a cliche, done badly thing. But at the same time, I can understand why Flash is getting so much backlash. Even though at the same time, the backlash is just getting far, far over the top, in my opinion. Why over the top? Is because, well, Flash Sentry isn't really offensive, and he really doesn't do anything bad whatsoever. And in Legend of Everfree, where Sunset Shimmer told him to get over with, there's one thing that Sunset Shimmer doesn't understand. And even though that it kind of works in this situation, Princess Twilight still loves Flash Sentry. Even with the Twilight Sleepover surprise book, well, Princess Twilight's completely aware about this whole situation, but is okay with that. She didn't even mention the fact that she wants to move on from Flash Sentry. So you mean to tell me that this is the same character who completely is in love with Flash Sentry, decides to move on with no on-screen thing? I mean, off-screen apologies is one thing, but an off-screen moving on thing with Princess Twilight, that is just too forced. And what I really despise about this whole thing is that Sunset Shimmer is never aware of this, and I'm still having an issue with that even to this day. Now, I can understand that Sunset Shimmer wanted to cheer Brad up, or Flash up, in good vibes because he's so depressed and completely lonely. And it really does show development that these two characters did hang out in before Equestria Girls, but that was during the time where Sunset Shimmer was using him for popularity. I just think that this is just too forced and completely move forward the plot way too much. I just don't like ideas like that. If you want to know why I don't like moments like these, it's because how forced it is, and they completely phone it in way too early. They hammer it in to the point where you just need to forget about everything in the past. Which is something that could work if only Princess Twilight was aware of this. Seriously. I just can't get over this. This is one of the reasons why I just can't like Equestria Girls, because it just keeps going forward without getting a timeout. I just don't like moments like this because it makes Equestria Girls hard for me to watch. I know it's supposed to make the videos and the ideas really good, especially the fact that Good Vibes got so many views. It still feels completely phoned in and done for the wrong reasons. I mean, if Princess Twilight was completely aware about this whole situation, then I can understand that. I mean, the whole reason why Flash Sentry is getting all this treatment is because of Backlash. And I think the Backlash is just getting ridiculous and getting old at this point. Seriously, it's 2018. But anyways, if you want to know why I completely don't take this seriously, I completely take this whole thing seriously between the hate, is because of how phoned in it is. I mean, it just feels like they're just doing it because of backlash they're getting. And let's get into the Pony Flash Sentry. Yes, you really think I completely forgot about him? Well, apparently, even in the Equestria, they're still going to have Flash Sentry as a background pony. I think the whole reason why they're doing this is because they want to avoid more backlash from the fandom. That's why Flash Sentry from the Pony World isn't getting a lot of development. And at the same time, if they even try to do it, they'll just probably get more backlash and more hate. And the reason why they're giving some minor development and some screens with Flash in Equestria Girls is because Equestria Girls was the first time the Flash Sentry made an appearance. And it's really sad that he's gained this treatment ever since Legend of Everfree. I know that Equestria Girls is supposed to have some focus on the girls, but at the same time, again, it's just too phoned in, and at this point, I think I just want to see Equestria Girls do some movies again so they can have more screen time and more development on other characters. It just works like that, because having Flash Sentry be in the car, noticing of what's going on, and not been seen ever again later on, is just cruel. It's just kind of cruel and mean-spirited, to be honest, of Flash Sentry. Again, this is supposed to be a different life, but again, I just can't get into it. Man, it just, every time I watch these, it just gets even more worse and worse and more painful to watch. If any of you guys are going to adore this whole ideal, then I will easily respect you, but at the same time, it's just wrong. Really, really wrong. And they're putting life into this way too freaking much. So, I'm not expecting Flash Sentry and Princess Twilight to kiss each other because, in my opinion, that will probably go way too far. And besides, I highly doubt they'll ever do that in the show because, again, this is for kids. But at the same time, it would have made more sense if they have one more conversation about the relationship. In the shorts, they should at least try to put more of a serious idea for what they can do since they're both completely in different worlds. I just really hate that they never have a scene while Princess Twilight is really confused and depressed about the whole idea of Flash Sentry moving on. Even with my very first fanfic, I completely discuss on the fact that why Flash Sentry doesn't deserve to completely move on with his life just to have no scenes with Princess Twilight. It just doesn't work, especially the fact that he's going to have some kind of a role in the Friendship Crew special, and the fact that there's a certain someone who may have veiled about this, even when it's 4 years old, it's still one of the most viewed videos that he ever had on his channel.